If you've just finished The Lightning Thief and gone looking for what's next, you've probably found 5 different lists that disagree with each other. That's not your fault. Rick Riordan has written 24 books in this world, across 5 connected series, and the newest ones are deliberately set earlier in the timeline than the ones released before them. So the order they happened is not the order you should read them. Let's fix that properly. Start here. Always here. This is the original 5-book arc. It's completely self-contained, and every other series in this world assumes you've read it. Book 1, The Lightning Thief, 2005. Percy gets kicked out of another school, discovers Camp Half-Blood, and is accused of stealing Zeus's Master Bolt. Lexile 740, roughly 4th to 6th grade reading level. Book 2, The Sea of Monsters. Camp's magical barrier is failing, and the fix is somewhere in the Sea of Monsters, which you may know as the Bermuda Triangle. Book 3, The Titan's Curse. Worth knowing right now. This is the book Disney Plus is adapting for Season 3, premiering November 20th, 2026. If you want to read ahead of the show, this is the one. Book 4, The Battle of the Labyrinth. The maze under Camp Half-Blood and the war stops being hypothetical. Book 5, The Last Olympian, closes the original arc completely. If you stopped here, you'd have a finished story, but you'd be missing about 19 more books. Series 2, The Heroes of Olympus. Read this second. It picks up directly after The Last Olympian, adds the Roman camp, and splits the story across 7 demigods. Lexile 660, on Book 1, slightly easier sentences than the original series, despite the bigger cast. The Lost Hero. Percy's gone, and the boy at the center of this one has no idea who he is. The son of Neptune finds Percy, on the Roman side, which changes the scale of everything. The Mark of Athena. Fair warning, the ending of this one is the reason people binge the rest. The House of Hades splits the group in 2, half the cast underground and half above it, and it's the book where the series stops being a fun quest and starts carrying real weight. The Blood of Olympus closes the second arc. It's the end of the 7 demigod story, and it's a natural stopping point if your reader wants an ending, rather than another 5 books. Series 3, The Trials of Apollo. Apollo is thrown out of Olympus and turned into a mortal teenager, and it is far funnier and far sadder than that premise suggests. Lexile 680 on Book 1. The best verified number in this whole guide. The Hidden Oracle. Apollo, mortal, insufferable, and slowly becoming a person. The Dark Prophecy takes Apollo out of New York and into the Midwest. It's where the Trials of Apollo stops being a comedy about a spoiled god and starts costing him something. The Burning Maze. And this is the one longtime readers warn each other about. The Tyrant's Tomb is the one parents ask about. It deals openly with grief, and it's noticeably heavier than anything in the original series, which is worth knowing before you hand it to a younger reader. The Tower of Nero finishes the trilogy of series, and for years this was the end of the main line. Now the part most reading order lists get wrong. In 2023, Riordan came back to Percy with a new run of books called the Senior Year Adventures. Here's the catch. Chronologically, they sit earlier, between Heroes of Olympus and Trials of Apollo, so a lot of sites will tell you to read them there. Don't. Riordan wrote them assuming you've already finished Trials of Apollo, and reading them in timeline order spoils things and strips the emotional payoff. Publication order is the right order here. Read them last. So, Series 4, The Senior Year Adventures. Percy is trying to get 3 letters of recommendation from the gods so he can go to college. That's the whole premise, and it's a delight. The Chalice of the Gods, 2023. Lexile 710 from a single source. So treat that number as indicative rather than confirmed. Wrath of the Triple Goddess, 2024. And this is the one most lists forget exists. If a guide stops at Chalice, it's out of date. There's a 3rd senior yearbook confirmed, but as of right now, there's no announced title and no release date. If you see one online, it's a rumor. 2 more series share this world. The Kane Chronicles is Egyptian mythology. 3 books, Lexile 650. Magnus chases Norse, 3 books, Lexile 630. And Magnus is Annabeth's cousin, so there are real crossovers. Neither is required, and both work anytime after you finish the original Percy Jackson 5. There are also 3 official crossover short stories where Percy and the Kanes actually meet. For parents deciding if this is the right fit, across the whole world, these books sit between Lexile 630 and 740, roughly 4th through 7th grade. The sentences are not the hard part. What varies is content weight. The later series get genuinely darker, particularly The Burning Maze. If your reader handled the original 5 comfortably, they're ready for what follows. So that's the order. The original 5, then Heroes of Olympus, then Trials of Apollo, then the senior year adventures last. Publication order, not timeline order. Kane Chronicles and Magnus chase whenever you like. Season 3 of the show lands November 20th, adapting the Titan's Curse, so there's time to get ahead of it. If you want a printable version of this order, we've got free bookmarks at hooktobooks.tv. Link in the description. And if this saved you an argument with the internet, subscribe because we do one of these every week.